But the better you get with them, the more odds you will have at hitting someone midair. Whoa! That guy went flying! See you later, alligator. Holy smokes. And lastly, this is the part we all been waiting for. Sure, we talked about the guns, but we gotta talk about the Wii balls, because the Wii balls are doing some pretty crazy stuff. What's up, everybody? It's Heartthrob GG here. I got another video today on Duel strategy. This one's going to be all about weapons, which guns to use in which scenarios, how to pump out the most damage possible, and how to start winning duels. If you're liking this video, you're liking what you're seeing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, you can follow me on Twitch, Heartthrob GG, for the live content, but let's get into it. All right, real quick, I want to say that if you go to the learn page, you can see the weapons, you can see all the fine details of every weapon, how much damage it's doing, fire interval, damage per second, projectile speed, they got it all, okay? I'm going to be talking about more about what the uses are for each of these type of weapons, but if you want to know the nitty-gritty details, head over here and you can see it all there. This is where we love to be. This is where the bots are at. We can beat up the bots all day long, and I can show you how to use these weapons effectively. All right, so we're going to start off with the rocket launcher. This is a fan favorite. People love this gun, but there's more to just flying around the map and firing off rockets. Main things you need to know about the rocket launcher are that up close, the rocket launcher is going to be a very, very good choice. The reason being, well, it doesn't take so long for your projectile to fly through the air. See, that guy dodged it. He knew it was coming. But when you're nice and close, nobody has time to... What? Hello? When they're nice and close, they don't have time to dodge away. What you want to do is be firing at their feet, hit them with the splash damage. When the rocket launcher is not very good is when you are below, when your opponent is above. There's not many opportunity to hit this guy. Unless I get a direct rocket, well, then it's not going to hit him. I got a lead. Oh, I did get him 100 damage. That's great. But the odds of that happening are just so low that you really should be firing rockets from below, unless it's your only choice. The other thing to know about rockets, they are not that great on stairs. If you're looking straight at a stair, sure, it can be good because the splash damage will hit around. But if you're at this angle, it's very hard to be using the stair correctly and get your splash damage where you want it to go. I don't recommend the rocket launcher on stairs, and we'll find out later when we talk about the shaft. When your opponent is in mid-air, the rocket launcher does not seem like a great choice. It's kind of hard to hit a rocket in the air, but the better you get with them, the more odds you will have at hitting someone mid-air. Whoa! That guy went flying! See you later, alligator. Holy smokes. But rocket launcher up close, it is king. Does a lot of damage up close. You're also able to bounce them, start juggling them, and do the most damage per second if you're hitting rockets dead on. Next, we're going to talk about the shaft. The second most popular gun is what I would say. The shaft is excellent for mid-range. Mid-range, it is doing almost the most damage. It's very, very consistent, whereas the rocket launcher, it depends. You got to hit your shot. The shaft is a bit easier to hold it on the guy and get that consistent damage coming out. It does a lot of damage. It's especially good for mid-range if you keep your distance from the rocket launcher. Once you get too close, the rocket launcher is going to start out-damaging you, so you kind of want that mid-range. It's not good from long range because it doesn't damage them from long range. Pretty straightforward on that one. It is excellent when an opponent is mid-air. It has a bit of knockback, so it actually holds them in the air and makes it really easy to keep hitting. It's also great on stairs. It has a similar effect in that it pushes them up and against the stairs. But again, it has its limits. It cannot fire that far, and up close, it gets out-damaged by the rocket. So you want to be using the shaft when your opponent is above, because rockets do not work, but your shaft will still work if your opponent is on a ledge above you. Not excellent. It's never ideal to be below, but at least I can do a decent amount of damage to this guy while he's up and above. Whereas rockets, a lot harder to hit. And the point and click gun is going to be your primary choice for the distance. Nothing else is hitting the distance this fast and this furious. So far away, and I can still hit him with just a point and a click. You know, everything else is a projectile. It takes time to reach that far. The shaft does not hit that far. The shotgun doesn't even do damage. So the point and click is your obvious choice for distance. But there's a bit more to the point and click than there is just the distance. It's also very good at peek shots. Say you're keeping your distance from an opponent and you just want to peek out and hit him with a shot and go back to hiding. He doesn't really have an opportunity to hit you back unless he's also using the point and click. He might be spamming rockets or something like that, but you're able to hit those peek shots from distance, whittle your opponent down. It's also very good as a finisher. People like to light someone up, push them away, and then at the last second, they finish them off If you get a nice rocket that bounces a guy into the air, then you can switch and hit him. It's fairly easy to hit when someone's in the air because it's quite easy to track. You don't have much aerial control in this game, and you should be able to track and hit your point and click while guys midair. One of the most effective ways to be using the point and click though is as a finisher. When a fight breaks out, if your opponent feels like he's not going to win, he's going to start backing off and get out. And then at the last second, you want to finish them off, get that extra 70 damage into the fight. Just poke them down a little bit further or kill them. Now the shotgun is actually fairly underrated. The shotgun's not doing very much damage from a distance, 25, 15, 45. But the closer you get, the more it's doing, all the way up to 100. Up close, it is quite a lot of damage. So if you can be nice and close and light someone up, 100 damage, and it fires pretty fast. It's not going to pop them into the air like rockets are. Rockets have the opportunity to actually have a bit of distance and still hit a dead-on rocket, whereas a shotgun, you're not really good. You can hit 2 people at once with it if they're lined up perfectly. Oh my gosh, this guy's juking me. Look at that. I can't do it. I can't do it. I hit them both. There we go. But because it doesn't quite do as much damage as the shaft, mid-range, it doesn't quite do as much damage as rockets up close. Those are typically your choices, but the shotgun can be really good for finishing someone off because it's instant damage, it's hit scan, it's immediate, and it actually does decent damage mid-range. Next up, I'm going to talk about the blaster. This gun fires these little balls. They actually do 20 damage, which is pretty significant. If you hit them all in a row, it is actually a lot of damage. It's just not that easy. I mean, I could trace this guy no problem, but when you're playing against an opponent who's dodging left and right, it's actually quite hard to hit. When you're in this mid to close range, you can actually do it it's pretty quick. It's not that far. It's kind of easy to trace a guy. But as soon as you get about this, as soon as you get to the mid range to far range, it's a lot less reliable. You're going to be missing a lot more than you're going to be hitting. There's no real great uses for it in match yet. You can use it a little bit to spam from a distance. If you have the point and click, that's going to be your choice. But if you don't, the blaster, you might be able to connect a couple and at least get a little bit of damage in there. There's just no real moment where it outshines all the other weapons. Then I'm going to talk about the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher is a bit different in this. If you hit it, that guy went flying. What's going on in this level? If you hit the grenade launcher, it does 100 damage straight up if you hit him dead on, which is a lot. It's just kind of hard to hit. If you don't hit him straight on, it just bounces away from him. That's not that great. You hit him dead on, sure, it's fantastic, but it's pretty hard to be doing. Usually the grenade launcher is used as a weapon to control a space. So if I think my opponent is, say, gonna appear out of this teleporter, I'll start loading up this area. And now he should kind of know I'm gonna get hit by 3 grenades if I go through that area. The grenades don't quite explode. Opponents seem to be able to just jump right over the grenades, so you're actually better off firing rockets at that area at this point. It does have one specific use. You can be using it to, say, bounce them around a corner. Rockets don't bounce around corners, so that is one use where grenade spam is actually kind of decent. And lastly, this is the part we all been waiting for. Sure, we talked about the guns, but we gotta talk about the Wii balls, because the Wii balls are doing some pretty crazy stuff. I'm actually gonna be making a whole nother video all about the Wii balls, but right now I want to say real quick that there are some moments that I wanted to mention. So if you do have the slow Wii ball, the slow field Wii ball is making a lot of your guns a lot more effective. For instance, when you have the slow Wii ball, it's a lot easier to be hitting your shaft. Because they're moving so slow, it's a lot easier to trace them. Another very effective one is to be grabbing the explosive Wii ball. Once you got this bad boy, it lines up with the point click real quick because it's gonna blow them away, and now they're a floating duck. And the last one I'm gonna mention is the implosion. It will pull the guy in, and it's pretty easy to land your rockets once the guy is getting pulled in. You know he's gonna wind up in near that space, and you got splash damage on those rockets. But hey, I hope that helped you figure out which guns to use in which scenarios to be pumping out the most damage possible. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm just starting this channel out. Every subscribe means the world to me. That would help me out a lot. Also follow me out on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv/heartthrobgg to get the live content. I'm gonna be putting out a couple more videos just like this one. So stay tuned for more Duel strategy. See you guys later.